Hey there, Move to Vapor family, it's Jason. We're back with another Move to Vapor video. So what we're dealing with today is I've got a little bit of a hodgepodge for you. We're going to talk about some juice, we're going to talk about a tank, and we're going to talk about a Squonk box. Do what? Wait for it. So the first thing I want to talk about today is the Aspire Revvo tank. The Revvo tank is very unique in its design, particularly of its coil, and it is one of my preferred vapes when I'm sitting at home. And there's a reason why I kind of keep it for home use. We'll go into that in a minute. But here's our guy, the Aspire Revvo. And as you can see, it's a top airflow, which is, in my opinion, a good way to go. But it's like that for a reason, because the coil that goes with this guy is a flat coil. It's not the tube type, the screw-in socket that you may or may not be used to. This is more reminiscent of a dripper style stovetop coil. The advantage of the stovetop configuration is that it allows your wicking material right against the broad surface of your heating element, giving you better flavor reproduction and better clouds. The Revvo tank is also top fill. As you'll see in this guy, there's a spire that sticks up, and that's a one-way gasket. When you're filling up, the stem of your bottle connects, you push down, fills up. Very interesting way, nothing to dismantle, nothing to tear apart, and it all fits together very well. This is, I believe this is the 4 mil tank on this guy. And what we're going to be doing is I'm going to go ahead and pop this guy back together. So when I tell you that this is one of my preferred tanks, I'm going to prove it to you. Because on my personal Squonk box, I'm using a Revvo tank that has been specially modified for just this purpose. What makes squonking better or different than a traditional tank? Better? Nothing. Different? So as I said, the stovetop type coils are reminiscent of the rebuildable, platform. So what happened is that when you would build your own stovetop, you drip, 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 vape, drip, 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 vape. That's where squonking came in. Squonking is basically a way of saying a pressure refilled, a pressure re-wetting of your wicking material. On this guy, this is also basically the same Revvo tank that we just looked at, only it's a bit smaller. This guy's got a 2 mil capacity in the jar as opposed to the 4 mil capacity on the full-sized Revvo. But what makes it particularly different is down in the bottom, there is no way I'm going to get a good picture of this. You can kind of see in that battery terminal post, there's a hole that instead of pushing down and refilling the tank like you saw me do on the full-sized Revvo, this one refills from the bottom. That's done through the device. On the positive terminal of my device, there's a little straw that allows me to refill the tank. So as the little 2 mil tank gets kind of low, I squish the belly side of this and whoop, 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 I'm refilled. So what is the point and purpose of doing that in today's era? It's really not. It's more of a novelty for me. But let me show you what I'm talking about with the flavor reproduction and the cloud production from the Revvo coils. You can get a nice cloud out of this. And the flavor is amazing. Given that there's so much surface area, and I'm using a thicker juice, having that surface area directly in contact with that wicking material, it's just a great experience. My favorite tank easily is the Revvo tank because of those aspects. Every rainbow does have a downside though, so that's what we're going to talk about now. Because of the way this tank exposes itself to the juice, and that coil is sitting like this in that tank, the batting material does very little to stop juice from coming back out. So anytime I leave this guy sit on my table and it's in a horizontal position, sooner or later, I'm going to have some juice on the table. Vertical is the way to go with this when not in use. Does that make it your pocket carry? No, it doesn't. Does that make the one that you just kind of leave in the car? No, it doesn't. This is very much my sit at home, I'm watching TV, I want a good vaping experience device. That's so good. I can't get away from that. I enjoy that immensely. So we're going to skip right over to the juice. What is it that Jason vapes? Thomas will tell you he goes through multiple flavors constantly. I'm more of a one and done guy. I was always a fan of the Move to Vapor vanilla custard. Unfortunately, because of the FDA regulations, we haven't been able to do that. So the next closest thing I found that had that sweet but not so sweet sort of flavor in a custardy kind of arena was Emergency Vape Stash Sugary Graham Cracker. Now I'm vaping this in 3, though they've got it in 0, 3, and 6 milligrams. It is a thicker juice, so some of the smaller devices don't play ball with it quite as well as I would like. But again, this is a situation where your big boy tanks, those are going to be the way to go. What do I like about it? Well, it vaguely tastes like cheesecake with a cinnamon finish. So it's got that creaminess, it's got a little bit of that graham cracker in there, and it's got a bit of a cinnamon finish to it, so it doesn't come off so sweet that, you know, it's an overpowering dessert or a overwhelming fruit flavor. Would I call it a clean finish? No, it sticks with you. It's something that I enjoy. I like to vape, taste it, and have that flavor there for a moment. And that's exactly what I'm getting with Emergency Vape Stash Sugary Graham Cracker. So this isn't going to be our longest video ever, and in fact, I may be able to get away with not having to spend hours on video editing this round. But I wanted to bring these things to your attention. The Revvo tank is something that we carry at Move to Vapor, definitely for your flavor and cloud enthusiast. And we've got these on special right now, $14.99. You're going to see this tank upwards of $30 anywhere else. We do carry coils for it. It's something that we're going to be supporting well into the future. So if it sounds like something you'd be interested in, please come in, take a look. I do see these coils working best somewhere between the 50 to 90 watt range. I tend to run mine right about 70. So it's just an absolutely phenomenal tank. You're going to get, you know, as opposed to some of the smaller wound coils, you're going to see, you know, more runtime out of it because of its design. You're going to see better flavor reproduction in clouds. So I think that's about all I can say about it for the moment. If you have any questions, go ahead and give us a call, come in, or of course, react to this video. We'll get back to you. Thanks again for watching.